welcome to Ekate's Crossing. Let's have a look at the Ghostbusters Tarot with the Deep, Dark and Dangerous. So let's dive into today's message with this deck. Okay, so what are we going to reflect on? What's important for us? Whoa. Okay, so I need to sort of... Okay, so the card we're going to reflect on, Two of Wands, choices. We're going to reflect on our choices at this time. Feels like the world's our oyster, anything's absolutely possible. We've just got to take a moment to find a sense of balance in our energy and what we desire. Take a sort of a step back, take a moment to breathe and decide on the choices that you're going to make at this time. Super important here. Looking at your choices. Feels like there's a new beginning, there's a new possibility to our journey. Maybe we need to be a little bit cautious about where we're going. Maybe just take a moment to sort of take a breath as we step out of the void onto a new path, stepping out of the darkness into the new path. Maybe we're sort of taking a moment to sort of decide on what direction we're actually moving into. I do feel like there's a new beginning, there's a new possibility to the journey. Got Eight of Wands. There's definitely quick movement forward. It does feel like things are moving quite quickly on our journey here. Feels like things are going to be moving quite intense. There's quite a lot of stuff going on. It feels very, very, very intense. And here we've got Three of Strings. And so there might be some challenges to moving on as well. As we move quickly and we get a bit of intensity, there could be a bit of a heartbreak, so our journey could be short term. I feel like it could be a short term journey coming up. Kind of interesting there. I do feel like with this heartbreak, this sorrow, these challenges with Three of Streams, I do feel like there is a sense of a short term journey. I think our journey forward could be quite short term. So we sort of got to take a minute to sort of take a breath for a second. Oh, it feels a very short term journey. It feels like things are not going to be quite as long as you'd like them to be. They're not going to be quite where you want. I think there's a sense of Two of Marshmallows. Okay, I do feel like you need to work out what your priorities are. I do feel like you could be juggling some stuff at the time. Okay, that's why I get this short term. I feel like the journey is short term, and now you've got to I think you're juggling some stuff, juggling your direction you're moving into, juggling things physically in your life. And I think you just need to work out what your priorities are, what's important to your journey, as you're finding yourself juggling or being pulled in different directions on some level. I do... Whew, okay. Things are not going to be quite the way you want them. I think there could be some disappointment there, some real... I think your life could be a little bit shaken up when you get into the sense of heartbreak, the sense of challenge, being the short-term journey. I do feel like there's going to be a bit of a heartbreak, a bit of a challenge to the situation, and so you know that you're being pulled in different directions. There's a bit of options available to you, working out what's important. Does feel like things are going to be really shaken up for you. Things are going to be quite wobbly, not going to be quite the way you want them to. I think you're going to have to take a leap of faith that things are going to work out all right, but they're going to feel like they are overwhelming. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. You're trying to find a reach of understanding to the whole situation. So you've got the sense of, you've got a deep thinking. I think there's a lot of thought. I think you've got to analyze the situation that's going on for you, being able to sort of think about, I think there's a lot of deep thought going on here, trying to find some new ideas, some possibilities, and where you can be and what you need to do for your life. But I do feel like there's a lot of thinking going on, a lot of trying to analyze this thought. So depending on what you're focusing on too. So we've got Page of Streams, and so you've got it looking for the truth, looking for the facts of the situation here. I do feel like you're looking for the facts of what's actually happening. You need to sort of look at the truth of what's going on. And then you've got Page of Traps, and so you feel like you've got that sense, I think, do feel like you're out of sorts, out of alignment. You're feeling like emotional to this. I do feel like there's a lot of wounds, a lot of hurt to the whole situation. So kind of interesting there when you're thinking about these cards here. So I do think you've got a lot of choices to make. I do feel like you've got some real challenges to the situation. You've got this new beginning, this new possibility. Journey seems to be quite intense, and then there's this heartbreak going on, a lot of challenges happening. I think there's a lot of trying to think about what's important. You've got some choices that need to be made. Things are not going quite the way you want them. They are a little bit disappointing. The things are quite challenging. Things are quite stressful. Does feel like there is trying to find the truth of the situation, trying to get yourself back into alignment. You're feeling hurt. You're feeling wounded. It feels like you're focusing a lot on your perspective about what's going on. You're looking at your emotional connection to it all. And so you have this sense of, okay, I keep getting this feeling like something's being taken from you, and so you need to come back into your own power. With the Seven of Streams here, I get a sense of actually taking back what you feel's being taken from you. So you need to stand in your own power. You need to be able to stand in your own knowing, which is super important here. So definitely a big challenge to what's going on here. I do feel like there's been a bit of a dark disappointment, a bit of a dark cloud. It does feel like things are quite challenging to you. There's a lot of thought going into the process. I do feel like there's a lot of focus. And so be careful of vengeance. Okay, I think you need to sort of I think there's a need to sort of let go of the vengeance. I think you need to, I think this is a process that you're going to have to move forward, move through. Oh! I think there's a need for acceptance of what is, but when I'm talking about acceptance and what is, and look at the things that you can change, I think there's some things in life that we cannot, and there's other things that we can. And so we've got this sense of, no, we're protected. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, this vengeance, this sense of acceptance, and I think there's a sense of surrendering to the moment, okay, and going, okay, now let's look at the things that I can and cannot control. There are some things in life I cannot, and there's some things I can. And so when we're talking about acceptance, we're accepting the things that we cannot control, okay? And then with vengeance, I think there's a sense of, okay, it's time to not be angry, but be angry enough. I'm saying don't be angry to be nasty, but be angry enough to make the changes that you need. Okay, when I'm talking about vengeance, I'm talking about sometimes the best vengeance is by taking care of yourself and by doing what's right for self. By looking at the truth of the situation. Sometimes the best vengeance is by doing the right thing. Okay, super important there. So just think about what you're doing when you're acceptance of the things that you can and cannot control. And that's what I'm sort of getting here, is that sense of that vengeance. Sometimes the best vengeance can be a smile. Okay, or can be by doing the right thing, by looking at the truth of the situation, by looking at the facts, and being able to know that you're protected when you do the right thing. That's what I get here. Know you're protected when you do the right thing. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget, check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.